It's a great pleasure. I'm in fact very happy to be here. Even though I passed out some 50 years ago, I must tell you, this is the first meeting of an alumni meet I am attending. No, I think the pleasure is mine, and I'm extremely happy, and I'm thankful actually to Mr. Ravindra and Mr. Kumar for giving me this opportunity. I joined, those days we used to have a 3-year course in engineering. I completed my BSc in physics. Subsequently, I joined in 1966, mechanical branch, and passed out in 1969. Professor G.R.T. was our principal, and Mr. Gopalaratnam was our, we had Dr. Subramaniam, who later became the Vice Chancellor of Padiyar University as my professor, and Dr. C.P. Gopalaratnam, some of you may know. Mr. Chandrarai was our physical director. We are interested in sports, and therefore I am mentioning his name. A great basketball player, and his hook shots from the sides are a great pleasure to watch. And it was a 3-year course is somewhat a difficult year course. Even though you complete your BSc after you do your 3-year course, it's generally tough. Many students really fail to get through in the first year or the second year. Therefore, we have been advised to stick to curriculum. Don't unnecessarily go and then show your skills in cricket or tennis or anything like that. We all stick to that because our idea is to pass with some grade and some honors. And that's what I did. Meaning that I didn't necessarily venture into anything other than mostly confined to classes, and it was a very lively college, and it continues to be like that. I think we had many cricketers at that time. In fact, our university team used to consist of at least 5 or 6 players from PSG. And you may or may not know N.B. Menon was there, and C.D. Kannan, who captained the university. Manmohan David, who played, you all may not know. It's probably much before your time, but we were all very happy to be with them, and then it's a great team. And we also used to have an All India basketball tournament on during the Independence Day. I don't know whether it's still there. Yes. Very nice. It was a very, very popular tournament, and big teams used to participate, and a great pressure. PSG also used to host the varsities in inter-university athletic meet, which is also a great event, and then attracting a lot of attention and crowd. It is in this atmosphere, and then we did. And the only spectacular thing that I ever did in PSG was to work with Dr. Subramaniam and then publish a data book called
Design data.
You remember, sir?
I have 2 copies.
Yes. That was part of my contribution there at the time. Along with 2 of my classmates. Anyway, I'm very happy about it, and that's all about my life in PSG. And immediately after PSG, I didn't know what else to do, and then I must also tell you our final exam was very tough on the machine design. There was only one question, it's for 3 hours, and it carries 100 marks, and all of us thought we will fail. It was all about a ship design, and some perspex walls, and impeller, and we were asked to design, and we did not know what to do about it. Of course, I know what all I knew about various things, pumps, what all I knew in the design. I did some 10 pages of writing in 3 hours, and then we were very depressed. Throughout the vacation, I thought that our career is over, because if you fail in the final year, we don't know where it will take us. Some of my classmates used to visit me and then say that to take consolation from me, and I never told my father or mother that I have done very poorly, and I was somehow passing time, and then one day they said the results are going to come. I felt like going out of the house and then not knowing what to do, but it comes in the Hindu, and Hindu in my hometown it comes at about 6, pretty early, 5:36. I never wanted to get up and see my Gopalaratnam. My younger sister, she came and told me, "Oh, passed." I just didn't know what to do and then what to believe, and then I told her 1443 or whatever was my number. I remember. Did you see it correctly? And then she said I have checked correctly, and I told her, I shared this only with my younger sister. And eventually you passed. Even greater delight was when the mark sheets came, I had scored D+. And the whole exams I cleared in distinction, and I was wondering how this can happen, and obviously others have done much poorly than me, and for some comparison. Anyway, after that I thought, I think there's not much time, therefore I should get into this real presentation quickly, I think, but anyway, I would like to take you through. He said some your life journey or something like that. Okay, that's what I'm doing. If somebody is with them, it is this Ravinder and this Ratna Kumar, not me. Okay? I disown anything. Anyway, I did not know what to do, and I used to scan through the papers, and those days getting immediately into American University was not that popular or easy, I think. Yes, it was also expensive. It has become somewhat more easier now, and so in the Hindu I saw what interested me was two things. One is the Sersai paper, they asked for some management reasons. It was easy, I filled up and made an application. The other one that caught my imagination was IIT Madras was offering a new course in industrial management. I thought I will apply for it. And luckily I got into that IIT and Madras, and then it's a good course. It was on management and industrial management and industrial engineering. It was a new course at the time, it was an MTech. It was the management, and then I attended this IIT for about 2-3 months, and it was pretty good. The atmosphere was good, and everything was nice until one fine morning I got a message from the Sersai paper saying you are selected. Then my trouble came. I didn't know what to do. Whether to go and join this course or jobs are not that easy those days. It is not like now. And I was really weighing on, and I consulted my father. My father said, I think a job in Tamil Nadu is good enough for you, for what you did, and why don't you join? My mother said that don't do. IIT, they say, is a good institution, and you pursue your studies. And I consulted my professors. They said, actually this course is meant for those with industrial experience. I suggest that you go through the training for a couple of years and then come back. I will always give you a seat. Don't worry. Because you have already been selected in the first term, it will do. So I thought that I will listen, and then I will at least go to some industrial enterprise and then take a couple of years of training and then come back to IIT. And I dropped out of IIT and then went to this company. It was not a very well known company, or not, except that it had a fabulous American collaboration by a company called Parsons and Whitmore of New York. Anyway, I joined, and within the first 1 month, I fell in love with my job. Meaning, paper making is a very, very complex but a very highly interesting process. There is enough scope for mechanical engineers, enough scope for chemical engineers, enough scope for electrical engineers, electronics engineers, instrument engineers. Everyone can have a big role. Not an auxiliary role or a side role or anything like that. And it was a very fascinating job, and then I joined along with 5 other colleagues. Each one was very brilliant. And in any case, they were more brilliant than me. And that itself was a great inspiration. Some 3 chemical engineers and 2 mechanical engineers. One mechanical engineer was my senior in PhD. We were a day scholar called Muralidharan. This is how I started my career, and I never looked back. After a couple of years, I forgot that IIT is there and there's an offer for me to join them back, and then I simply carried on and carried on and carried on. That's how it started. And if you really ask me as to what your life journey is all about, my life journey is all about these companies with whom I am associated, and beyond that, I really did not venture into many things. I am currently heading a group called the SPB Swing Group. This group owns and operates 2 paper mills in Tamil Nadu. One is in Erode, which was started in 1960-62. The second one is what we have acquired some 4 or 5 years ago. No. When was it, Kasi? So 2011, 2012. Okay. 6 years ago, it was a sick mill in Tirunelveli, which we have successfully turned it around. And not Sunweapon. No. Sunweapon is still there. It's a mill called Subaraj Papers, started by some textile group. And obviously, they ventured into something without really knowing what they are doing, and spent a lot of money, and became sick and then closed, and then. And 2 paper mills, as I said, and we also have a sugar mill, which is called Ponni Sugars. Third, we also make a small company called High Energy Batteries. We make batteries for the defense organizations. I'll come to that a little later. It's a very extremely fine company making batteries which nobody else makes in India. We are the only manufacturers for making batteries for torpedoes, for BrahMos, for missiles, these things. Even Chandrayaan had our 24 batteries. Chandrayaan means the launch vehicle. It was not the vehicle that put the Chandrayaan there. There's a difference. This is called SLV, which is a space launch vehicle. We had about 24 batteries in that, and then we had what is known as BrahMos, which is a supersonic missile, and we are the only people who make batteries for that. But it is still a very small company, and we get orders sometimes, we don't get orders sometimes, we make losses. This is how we drive, and then we somehow do, but we do a very prestigious job. We also have a consultancy organization called SPPC. We are the largest consultancy in India. We have over 100 engineers, and we do work both inside India, outside India. All my competitors are my clients. That's the kind of a trust they have on us. Therefore, the entire many mills in Tamil Nadu, Newsprint, etc. It's all created by us, and we also have a small research company called SWIN Advanced Technologies. This is where our group is. I want to tell you about a little more detail about some of these companies and what are the great unique things that we have done, probably which others have not done in India. This is what you see is our company in Europe, which was, I don't know, it's fairly visible, and you also have a screen here if you don't know this. And this was founded in 1960, as I said. This is where I joined first. This is on the banks of the river Kaveri. When Kaveri used to have a quarter, he did his MBA from PhD. Therefore, this is a great, therefore those 2 things, this casuarina is generally employed on the seashore, salty waters. And it grows, it doesn't require so it's a market-driven product. There's a lot of requirement is there. If it is 3.5 years, that kind of a juvenile route is adequate for us. But if the farmer has got enough financial strength, he can take it to 5 years, 6 years. It becomes a big pole. then he gets more money also. Therefore, we don't interfere in his choice, etc. We don't buy from him, we don't insist that you should supply back to me, nothing. It is purely on the concept that if you help the state to plant more trees, automatically there will be the availability of trees will be more, and some of them will definitely come to you. And at prices which are fairly competitive. And it is working very well. And it is again another area we are extremely proud of this. Five minutes, sure. Another thing that we did very, I don't know whether you all heard of a company called Alumni Newsprint and Papers Unlimited. TNPL. Gopalaratnam. It is we created that Gopalaratnam. He is my competitor. He is government owned. He is about 4 times my size. He is my biggest problem. But he was created by us. Because Tamil Nadu government approached us and then said that you should help us in doing a big project. At that time, again, because we were pioneers in this bagasse, I thought that bagasse is something, India was, still is a very large producer of sugarcane. India used to be number 1 in the world, it is number 2. And the newsprint is the item in the paper, which is largely imported, even today it is imported. We thought we should solve this problem of newsprint imports to some extent, as well as with this bagasse, and then we managed to put together a project, went to World Bank, got it approved, and then got it funded, and then we were the engineers and managers for this project. And for about 3-4 years, nearly it took us about 5-6 years, both of us we worked on the front line of this creation of this project, and then we created. That is something which is again another unique thing. I don't think anybody intentionally creates a competitor, but it has helped me. We have got technology, we have got strength, and we are also growing. And this is another thing that we are all very happy about it. The other thing is we also export about 15 to 20% of our production. And the thing that I am extremely happy about is we export some of our paper to US. Especially our copier grades, it finds its market in US on a regular basis for the last about 3 years. We do a lot of CSR. We run about 3 schools. Our fees are the lowest in the whole of state. Just to compare, I think for UKG we charge about 5,000 rupees a year. Okay, that is our fees, and schools are not bad. They will also get 100% results, but then they are used mostly for villagers around our community. Our employees, because they can afford a little bit, they go to some fancy schools, but we run these schools. I'm very sincerely, that's what we do. And of course, what else I want to say? The Pundi sugars, let me see what else I can say quickly. We have a huge housing colony about, we have a estate of about 1,000 houses, and we give houses to every employee. And then we have a temple complex, we have 2 churches, 1 mosque. All of these we have, these are the school children, all this is there. Then our Tirunelveli plant is also equally coming up very nicely. It has got a 0 liquid discharge. Meaning no, after treatment it will be used. First is the water will be minimized usages, and second is it will be treated inside the plant and it will not be left out. It will be used only for gardening and for raising trees within the premises. You cannot leave the mill premises, that's the kind of a thing. These are some of the papers. We are in the printing and writing grade, we are in the packing grade, we are in the specialty grades, like all these cup stocks for cups, etc. And we have some poster UV negative which goes to South Korea. We have some branded products.
Not money. Not money. Currency.
I won't be outside. I will be inside. Coimbatore, one point of time, was very famous for that thing. Nandamma. Remember? Yes. No, we will not get into the business. Currency paper making is a entirely different set of thing. It's a very expensive thing and one marks. These are all some of the products which is okay. Then Puni Sugars is the sugar mill which I told you that we created. And then the uniqueness of this mill is that it achieved 100% capacity utilization in the first year of operation. And it distributed dividend in the first year of operation, which is very highly unique. Of course, that got into our mind and we thought that we are super duper, and then we went to Odisha, and then we had a huge failure and lost hundreds of crores.
You should have bought some shares
Of that company.
First one, Pune Sugar.
Only sugar, the same company alone, last one. Then this high energy batteries that I told you is a company which is in Trichy. It makes batteries for missiles and batteries. It makes batteries for helicopters. Then for ships, we make batteries for torpedoes. We are the only people in India to make batteries for torpedoes. Then, of course, for some of the aircrafts, this is Abdul Kalam, who was our mentor for developing. You will see Abdul Kalam when he was very young. He used to visit us very often, and then he was the one who really motivated us to get into this battery business and really helped us to the end. Even when he was president, he used to visit us and was a great help. This is a company which we have in Chennai, and it provides a lot of consultancy, project engineering and construction of for sugar mills and paper mills. As I told you, all the paper mills, major paper mills are all our clients today. 100% of TNPL, including the current expansion, etc., we do the project engineering. 100% of ITC in Andhra we do. 100% of Imami in Calcutta we do. We also do for West Coast, etc., and for IP. That is our, okay, this is a company which does some reverse engineering and some R&D. Okay, that is it. That is what I am.
That was truly inspiring speech, sir. And thanks for.
I have not finished. You can reserve it out of 2 minutes.
She's new to MC, sir.
senior
All in right.
Good spirit.
Good spirit. Anyway, and I think I've saved Vijay Kumar a lot of time. And okay. Therefore, I want to take leave of you, and then I'm thankful to all of you for listening to me very patiently. And one last thing I have not told you is that as a company, we do what is known as zero closing stock. That is, as on 31st of March, our idea is to see that the year's production should be sold. Okay. This is something which nobody does, which we have been doing for more than 23 years in running. Thank you.
So thanks for visually taking us behind the paper industry. We are opening the house for an interactive Q&A session.
Sure.
Hope you are recruiting most of your engineers from PhD Tech.
I think a lot of MBAs come from PhD Tech.
Engineers.
I am not able to afford engineers from PhD Tech.
That expensive. Sir, you should try and reduce the fees for our new graduates. If not,
For want of time, we would like to restrict 2 or 3 questions. You could always interact with him during the dinner.
networking session.
Anybody else? Anything else?
Sir, one question I have.
Yeah.
I've been told that this white sugar is harmful for health.
Yes.
So, don't you think that you should do something so that you can produce that sugar that is good for health?
There is no sugar which is good for health. I must tell you. Comparatively, I think, this brown sugar they say is good and etc. It's not technically very correct. What we can do is, we are trying to do is to see that it is sulfur free. And then process is improved, that is what we are now trying to do ourselves. And we depend more and more on manufacturing power. We generate about 18 megawatts of power. We are also trying to see how to make ethanol so that we don't have make as much sugar as possible, because sugar consumption is somewhat static in India as anywhere else in the world. And I think especially people like Coca-Cola, and they are all under pressure. They are all reducing their sugar content. Therefore, we are all trying to see how to minimize that we can do. But as long as you take some sugar, you should take it with some.
Gopalaratnam sir. அதாவது அந்த மிஷன் டிசைன் முடிச்சுட்டு நீங்கள் ஒரு பதட்டத்தில் இருந்தீங்க இல்லையா? இப்போ உள்ள ஜென்ரேஷனில் குழந்தைங்க தூங்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க, அப்பா அம்மா தான் பதட்டத்தில் இருக்காங்க. அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் மாறிடுச்சு. It has kind of completely changed, and also it is good to see that both of you have started as a trainee and you have probably achieved the pinnacle of, Sheshai Pitapos and Sir on the HCL side. Starting as a trainee and getting into a chairman, and the career path முடியும் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு கலங்கரை விளக்கமாக 2 பேர் இருக்கீங்க. அது வந்து it's and it also being environment friendly and doing more, trying to give it back to the society on the sugar mill, on the idu comes there. Sir, Alumni, it was very, very impressive. So I can appreciate that.